For the next week in Sea of Thieves, the volcanoes in the Devil's Roar have gone silent for the Ashen Expedition from now, August 8th through August 15th, where you have an opportunity to gain some additional loot, as well as unlock the Ruby Stinger Rapier. I'm going to give you a quick how-to guide on how to accomplish the Ashen Expedition. Obviously, you need to be in the Devil's Roar. For those of you that dare to tread into the Devil's Roar because of volcanoes, for the next week, you don't have to worry about the volcanoes. Now, what you want to be on the lookout for is the Ashen message in a bottle, which can be found on one of the islands in the Devil's Roar. So you have to sail around the islands and be close enough to where you can get a view of the beach. And if you see like a glowing red beam or light on the beach in the Devil's Roar, chances are that is the Ashen message in a bottle. Similar to all the other message in the bottles, go to shore, pick up the message in the bottle. That will unlock the Ashen Voyage quest for you. You'll get a map, most likely to a different island in the Ashen Roar. Sail to that island, and you'll see a whole bunch of X's on the treasure map. It's very similar to most other treasure maps with random islands. X marks the spot, and just go to the locations on the island where the X's are and dig, baby, dig. Once you dig up all the X's and you have all the treasure, congratulations, you have completed an Ashen Expedition and can now sell the treasure at your nearest outpost. This can be done solo. However, I would highly recommend you do the Ashen Expeditions with 2 to 4 players because it might take a little longer to get through an Ashen Expedition. The question you're probably asking yourself, all this gold is great, but what about the Ruby Stinger Rapier? How do I get that? Well, you have to complete 5 Ashen Expeditions in order to unlock the Ruby Stinger Rapier. At the very least, you have to do the Ashen Expedition solo or with a crew 5 times, and then you will unlock the Ruby Stinger Rapier. While you won't have to worry about volcanoes going off over the next week in the Devil's Roar, you will have to keep your guard up for Ashen skeletons, phantoms, and an eye on the horizon for other players who might be looking to steal your loot. And that's pretty much the Ashen Expedition in Sea of Thieves, going on once again August 8th through the 15th in the Devil's Roar. And I mean it when I say it, you probably don't want to do this solo because it's a lot more time consuming. And admittedly, I didn't find all the X's at the spot correctly. It took me a quick minute to get all these treasures, and I had to deal with skellies and phantoms. But it can be accomplished solo if you're just a solo slooper. But the Ashen Expedition is definitely preferable with a crew of 2 to 4 players. Hopefully you will take full advantage of the volcanoes going silent this week in the Devil's Roar for the Ashen Expedition. How many Ashen Expeditions are you planning on doing? Just 5 to unlock the Ruby Stinger Rapier? Or do you plan on doing as many Ashen Expeditions as possible while those volcanoes are turned off? Thoughts, views, opinions, welcome down below in the comments section.